Hey, good afternoon, everybody. And after the marking of National Holocaust Memorial Day yesterday, can I absolutely welcome the announcement today by Robert Jenrick around a Holocaust Memorial and Learning Centre to open by 2024, and the fact that it is intended that entry will be free into perpetuity. I think it's absolutely essential that current and future generations have the opportunity to understand and to learn from this tragic and appalling period in our history of the world. We have had detailed discussions today in the Executive on a range of matters, including the timing of a return to classroom learning and the further rollout of our vaccination programme. Before I talk about these in further detail, I want to set out the current COVID-19 context, which is informing all of our decision making. I'm glad to say that our collective efforts to drive infection rates down across our community are continuing to work. The R rate for new cases is now well below 1. In fact, it is sitting between 0.65 and 0.8, and case positivity has fallen to 12% from 17% last week, that emphasising the reduction in community transmission. So I want to say thank you again to all of those who are making daily, albeit difficult, decisions to do the right thing, to protect themselves, to protect their loved ones, and to protect all of our key workers. Every day our medical teams, our healthcare staff, workers in essential retail, postal and delivery staff and teachers supporting vulnerable children leave their homes to go to work in the service of others, and of course we know they are acting selflessly. And so are all of the tens of thousands of people across Northern Ireland who make the job of our key workers safe by staying at home. Our hospitals are continuing to face incredible pressures as they deal with the current high levels of inpatients, and of real concern to us are the number of patients currently needing specialist intensive care support. The number of COVID-19 patients in ICU has doubled over this last month, reaching its highest ever level this week. So, as I've indicated before, there is a lag of a number of weeks between a drop of infection rates and a reduction in the numbers of patients who are severely ill. So we must continue to push down on the curve of infection. So today the Executive has decided that schools will not be able to fully open again before the 5th of March. This will apply to all educational settings, including preschools, nurseries, primaries and post-primaries. Special schools will remain open and mainstream schools will continue to provide supervised learning for vulnerable children and the children of key workers. Childcare settings and childminders will also remain open. We have tried to keep you fully informed on the course of the pandemic, so I know it's unlikely to come as a significant surprise today that we are keeping to remote learning, and it's also in line with decisions elsewhere. But I also understand for so many it will still be felt as a disappointment that we cannot yet press the restart button on this and indeed many other aspects of daily life. As a working mother with children still in full-time education, I have a sense how difficult homeschooling can be practically, educationally and emotionally. The kitchen table is no substitute for the school desk, and as my children would no doubt agree, parents are no substitute for trained teachers or lecturers. I am resolved, as is this Executive, to get our young people back into the classroom as soon as possible, because that's the best place for them to learn and to achieve their full potential and to have the best life chances. And today I want to send a message to all young people to say that we understand how difficult this is for you. You're coping with much change and much uncertainty, and we recognise the new challenges which you are experiencing, and we're determined to do all we can to support you as well. We know you haven't had the benefit of in-class teaching for the equivalent of half of a school year since the start of COVID-19. And for those who are at exam transition points, this has been a particularly difficult time. Today, the Executive also supported a further rollout of the Engage programme, which is aimed at enabling student catch-up, and that will be sourced from COVID funding. The Education Minister is going to bring another paper to the Executive in coming weeks on the details of that. So you can have confidence that things will get better, and we will get there more quickly by pulling together, because our vaccination programme is an important part of our pathway out of this pandemic, and we very much remain on target to meet our targets. Michelle.